Well. Twitch world.
Well,
Yeah. Double wells?
well,
We are alive. Bry Guy, how are you, dude?
I'm good. I'm like seven wells.
Yeah, true. You're Matt Wells.
Yeah, man, there it is.
It's so good. Well, I'm also quite well, feeling good. Feeling locked in. A little bit of a sound issue that was completely my fault, but now has been sorted.
Yeah.
So I've been calling, New Moon Chronicles, but I've been calling it Bry, episode 1, episode 2. But I realized that really it should be like episode 1, part 1, and then part 2, because we're flip flopping.
Yeah, I think
What
so.
I mean? And then, yeah.
I guess you would just know that odds are Coleridge's and evens are,
Yeah.
yeah,
Gabby, yeah.
Abby, yeah. I'm in a different mode. I'm in a player mode. I'm getting all that DM stuff out of it.
You're like, I can't handle this.
Yeah, but no, they are. Yeah, it's kind of. It's been having 2 weeks in between the sessions. I was like, oh man, this is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this is a good way to do it, man. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's intense, but it's super fun in my opinion. Like, I'm just glad that I don't know. I'm just glad that you had the idea, and I'm just so glad we're doing it.
yeah, it's fun.
So this would make this episode 2, part 1.
Part 1.
Which,
right.
yeah, exactly. So we're back with our boy Coleridge. The guy's a beast. Gotta love him. But the end of last session, Bry, you reached level 2, my dude. So congratulations on that. You've done it. You've made
Early retirement.
it. Yeah, honestly, you should turn around and go home.
Yeah,
Because-
Coleridge walks away.
You have 100 gold in your pocket. You should leave.
He's like, I think I'm good. I think I've achieved everything I wanted.
You're like, this is 20 years worth of labor. Just hand
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Like
So-
now I know why Dasha had vices.
Yeah, no, understandable, dude. The Midas touch will bring you down.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for what's about to end up today. But before we hop into the recap and then properly dive into the session, are you going to be rolling a D8?
Yeah, I got to.
Yeah, let's
gotta
fucking
roll.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go. The people love that. And guys,
It's
thank you for
just-
joining us. Happy Friday.
Yeah. It's just rolling. God, it never works out well for you.
What'd you
Anyway,
roll?
but I do it.
No,
Do it.
you got this, dude. 6 or higher. Let's go.
It's 3 out of the 8 numbers. I shouldn't have said 3. I put it out there in the world, and that's what I got.
I got you.
So,
Well, 3 is better
All
than
right.
2, my friend. On that, we can agree.
I also got that +1 Constitution modifier, so
I see you.
Coleridge is at a healthy 14.
I see you out there, Coleridge, living your life. Guys, let me know if at any point you can't see the map correctly or if the levels are too loud. I'm trying some stuff that, for me, on my first actual play, feels a little technically daunting, but I'm going for it, dude. 'Cause that's the only way I know how to live.
I'm unable to watch, right? Because you'll have the maps up with the fog and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dude, we can always use the viewership. Open it up in a tab,
I gotta
mute the
close it.
tab, and then
Yeah.
let's go. Okay, it's
It's
simple as
down
that.
there. It's thumbnailed. I'll probably forget about it and be watching all night and all weekend.
That is so good. Yeah. Well, we won't be streaming until Monday, so keep it tuned. Well, you ready to do this, Brian? Anything you
I'm
need to
ready.
announce before we really hop in?
I'm ready, unless you need to know my invocations.
I
and my
would like to know them.
extra
Just
spell.
yes, just in general. You get 2 at level 2. Is that correct?
I got 2 Eldritch invocations
Yeah, what'd
and
you go
an extra spell. So I have 3 spells, and I think I have 3 spell slots. 2 spell
No.
slots.
Yeah, dude, a warlock doesn't get 3 spell slots until late in the game.
Yeah, 11. Because that makes sense.
It's
Yeah, but I have
brutal.
3 spells known. So the 2 invocations are Mask of Many Faces,
Fuck yeah.
which I can cast Disguise Self at will.
Ooh, love that.
And then
It's gonna be
Devil's
great.
Sight.
So that means
which
you
I-
can see.
I can see in darkness both natural and magical up to 120 feet.
That's
it's like
cool.
Yeah, so
That's gonna fuck me up. Awesome. Yeah, Warlock invocations are designed to just put the DM on his ass. Okay. Well, I'm pumped.
Don't worry, he's going to be using them to hide.
Yeah.
There's no agonizing
I love that we're
blast.
playing like a party-based team game, one-on-one.
Yeah.
Here we
Oh,
go.
100%. Yeah.
I think warlocks were designed to go out into the world completely on their own and be self-sufficient. That's definitely accurate. Okay, well, let's dive into it, guys. Welcome to episode 2, part 1 of the New Moon Chronicles. So when we last left Coleridge, he was actually known as Jaden, as deep within the tomb and the temple of Raquel, in a very practiced manner, Coleridge. You had stubbled your face with a makeup sponge, tied a bandana atop your head, changed your attire, your physicality, your voice, and re-entered from these sunken catacombs to the streets of Ukalan, a completely different man. It was a sort of a walkabout type night. You'd had quite the afternoon at the Backbrooks, meeting with Lady Backbrook and hearing of her ill dreams of cruel portent that seemed to bespeak some potential failure or misgivings about her husband's forthcoming travels. As she led you into the garden to see what was a group of flowers that had been sort of kept and weaned down from the lineage of the widow bloom itself, you picked a petal. And as you plucked it loose, there was a cold wind that moved through this greenhouse. And shortly after, the lichen and moss itself seemed to congeal and reach outward, seeking violence in human flesh. But you battled it back with the help of Tylus, the single guard, and some flurried kicks from Lady Backbrook. And once Lord Backbrook understood that you had saved his wife's life, he paid you handsomely and asked you, Brother Thomas, at that time, to perhaps join him on his journey north, sailing through Talbot's Pass to the city of Pyerspun, where he hoped to make landfall and head east into the Tide Forest in hopes of finding the widow bloom. But now we have Jaden, who has stepped out into the night air of Ukalan and left the city walls, heading east about half a mile until you saw the lights and steepled canopies of a traveling menagerie known as Mephistopheleles Menagerie, hiccup included. And you walked about, you played some games, you saw actually a man named Tyranny, although he goes by Ty Goldenfield, who himself is the son of a very wealthy merchant. You came up to him, you sold him a story that you had once gone and traveled on a boat that was owned by his father.
It wasn't no story.
Yeah, exactly.
No story, no.
Notice I didn't make you roll deception on that. I believe it.
Yeah, they were hot seas.
But now where we find you, Jaden, Coleridge, is that even your name? Is walking towards tall, tri-peaked canopy that's largely black. And Ty pulled back a purple curtain, revealing the interior within. And as your footfalls moved into this floor of sawdust and whatever potential spectacle awaited you, a familiar smell hit your nose. And that's where we're going to pick up today. So you are now level 2.
Yeah.
And just to sort of give you a feel, this is loosely where we are. Oh, I haven't even given you the owlbear, have I?
Oh, no.
Damn. Oh, dude, I don't even have the music going for you. My bad. Look at me, just a horrible host.
No. I thought it because the music's on the Twitch and I can't listen to that.
Oh, so. Got you. No, I can share it through owlbear.
Oh, okay, great.
So I know this will mess up the visual, but excellent. Sick. Okay.
Very cool.
So you walk in.
Oh, nice. Great music.
And you see like an enormous semicircle, about 50, 60, 80 feet deep. It's hard to tell like the oval nature of it, but splitting it in half is a heavy black curtain of velvet that stretches the entirety, the 120 feet, up to the top of this steepled tent. You walk inside and there are other people jostling you, moving into seats. There's no like tickets per se, but as people walk through and move by you, there's an air of anticipation perhaps fear of what they might see. You heard some children that were frightened, that didn't want to return. You saw some people that said they wouldn't dare miss the 10:30 show. But here you are. And as you find your seats and await whatever might come to you, is there anything you want to do, Coleridge, before this show starts?
Is it so I'm still with Ty.
Yeah.
And his date, and her name is, have I gotten her name?
Her name is Rosie. I'm not sure if you got that. I think you did. But yeah, two dwarves, they're young, 180, 190, something like that.
I think these seats might be good, huh? You're usually probably used to box seats, ain't you, Ty?
Oh, yeah, I mean, mostly, but honestly, I don't want to be spotted out at a plot like this. Maybe, we find somewhere comfortable, somewhere out of the way.
All right.
Come on, darling. He sort of lets Rosie go first. She says, thank you. She sort of moves past. Excuse us. You see a group of what looks to also be sailors kind of eye you before they look back and think better about perhaps saying anything to Rosie. You slide down, and you're essentially, stage or house left, looking into the center of this. And before too long, you see springing forward in a very colorful tailed jacket made up of a patchwork of different, not only colors, but fabrics. You see Mephistopheles himself. Welcome all! Hello! He sort of holds up a hand, and there's a gasp of anticipation, where after he steps forward, he claps twice, and there's a shower of sparks that comes up behind him. You have all made the wise choice tonight to step forward into a place of mystery. And then you see it, lounging behind him, perhaps collared and tethered into the floor, but a desert cat. Smaller than a tiger, certainly, but larger than a bobcat. It's this smell that caught you, Coleridge, that smelled so familiar. In front of Mephistopheles is a silver table, upon which rests a wooden box. Give me a perception check, Coleridge.
I think as Coleridge is kind of looking, whatever plans he may have been concocting seems to be focused on the tent.
Cool.
But not too focused. As he rolls a 2.
Got you. Classic Coleridge. So you're stunned. I mean, the smells, the sights, the sounds. There's about another 80 people inside this space with you. And I think as you're sort of looking to perhaps see if you know anybody, see if there's any angles you need to be aware of, you see the cat itself. Its tail swishing, the size of its paws and teeth, familiar to you. What we have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is a trick that will astound. Dare I say trick, or rather a revealing of the truth, for the line between trick and reality is thin as the hangman's razor. The lands of the South have long been awash in the chill of magic, and yet it is said that magic still rests deep within the earth, hoping to spring upward. If truth and stories are to be believed, then the dread wizard Phalid is said to have found the bones of the first people, the Titans themselves, and said that some of these Titans still lived. Those that built this land, carving it from the cosmos and up from the cold dark. This proves, my friend, that death is not the end. And as he walks by, he sort of trails his hand over the rough-hewn wood of this box set atop the silver table. What lies at the end of that cold, dark tunnel, friends? Deep and unknown as the bridicles said to drag down ships. Well, whate'er lies at the end of that twisting tunnel is what we make of this life. This is what the menagerie has long awaited. Again, he claps his hands, and there's this sparkle. As you see about 20, 30 feet, what would be like house right, stage left, you see a woman wrapped in what appears to be like tan scarves. She, at his clapping, erupts. You see her like flick a hand, and there's again this shower of sparks behind this man that's sort of peacocking throughout the space.
Rosie, this isn't too scary for you, huh? You don't know.
No, it's fine. It's sort of exciting. She looks up. He's like, yeah, well, honestly, they haven't done nothing yet. I mean, should we get out of here? You see Ty sort of like completely unimpressed.
Oh, it's up to you. It's just a dumb little stage show, so yeah. We can go get drunk.
He starts to sort of stand. He's like, yeah, maybe we should. When you see, entering the space, the tall collars of their gray overcoats and gray hoods, both up. The two refiners that you'd seen earlier in the market. They slide through the tent door and move about the rafters, sort of the raised seating, their eyes never stopping, like serpents. They move with a simmering threat, Coleridge, almost an alchemical result that can only come from the combination of arrogance and power. Ty sort of clocks them and sits back down when again Mephistopheles claps. You see behind him, the curtains fling back, revealing two enormous, a stage of crisscrossing iron, on either side of which are two towers swooping up about 100 feet, and between them, hanging and dangling, moving almost of its own accord, a trapeze. And with that, I want to welcome another member to this stream and play.
Oh my god.
Now give me just one moment as I adjust.
This the trapeze artist?
Yes, you see her essentially what would be house right. Sorry, let me adjust this. I knew this would be the case. One moment. Cool.
What?
And welcome, Claire Bear. Love you, girl.
Hello.
It's very tense, Claire. Is it? I hope it's not going to be you that's on the trapeze.
Who's Claire?
Good question. Fair question.
Claire, the trapeze woman. She was on all the flyers.
Fuck yeah. And we're in. And we've done it. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. So there's a clap. You see these curtains pull back. On one side, stage right, you see an enormous half-orc, essentially in these like really kind of almost like tight, like torn pants that have become shirts, and what would only really be best described as like a midriff cut-off football shirt. All muscles. I mean, 6'6", 6'7", a solid 280. Across from him is another half-orc, half-dwarf. She is much shorter, but extremely broad. You see this flowing kind of half part of brunette hair. The other side of her scalp is shaved. Mephistopheles continues. Before those can see and know, let us first taste a bit of the danger itself. He claps. Mr. Savoy extends both hands, and on either side of the pillars, flames erupt. McBean, it's perhaps with some reticence, the fact that Mephistopheles won't really give you the full head, the full ability to do what you know you could do. But nonetheless, this is the beginning of your act. So if you could, please make either a acrobatics or a performance check for me.
I put my all into it with my acrobatic.
Let's fucking go. Roll at advantage.
It's a dirty 20 on the without advantage. Hold on. Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, great. Let me roll for Vestige. Sweet. You see them, and as this enormous half-orc man swings forward, the other half-orc across from him simply jumps. But halfway through, arcing upward, you see this half-orc man pivot his hands upward and slip his legs beneath, extending downward. The crowd, as he reaches forward blindly and catches the half-orc woman across from him. They both swing. Upward, he tosses her, swinging back. The crowd again, before he swings back in time to grab her and swing back the other direction like a pendulum. As they continue in this act, You see Mephistopheles walking around this wooden coffin.
DM.
Yeah.
Where's the shadow cat? Or the sand cat? Or the desert cat?
So, yeah.
Still there?
He is...
Is it like chained up?
Yes, chained up. Let me just add a token, sure.
But between the incredible acts of McBean's flight and wondering if the large orc will fall out of his shorts, also looking at the chains, baby, looking at the chains of the sand cat.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, yo, are those chains gonna hold? Like, what's up?
Get more chains.
As you see this trapeze act sort of swinging back and forth, they continue flipping and moving forward. But McBean, you notice, I mean, this is not typical of y'all's act. Whenever Mephistopheles had said that he was going to do an opening and add to the acrobatics, it didn't really make sense what exactly that was going to be. However, as you sort of see them now in the crowd itself in rapt attention, Mephistopheles, this sort of strange gnomish man in this peacocking cloak, moves across again the coffin. Death is not the end, my friends. Merely a pivot, a step closer to the divine. He looks forward and he places both hands. Join me! And McBean, typically this is a situation where after you guys have gone, it's about a dozen times, you guys try to sort of exit and land, but it's extremely high risk. And in this situation, where you normally land is like pretty much where this sand cat and coffin setup are located. So if you could please give me another acrobatics or performance check for me.
All right. Damn.
It's fucking good.
8.
8? You bitch. So McBean sort of swings back around, and you see, it's like sort of reaching, and this woman, Vestish, essentially reaches back, but the sweat from McBean's sort of forearm, she can't grab it, she slips down. McBean grabs a single hand, and you see as this orcish woman swings by one hand, dangling, looking herself terrified and frantic. The crowd, you hear Rosie, is that what's supposed to happen? Yo, shush, love, shush. You see him sort of looking, and it's like, totally fucking not. But McBean, you still have a hand you're holding, and he sort of drops her before McBean himself goes to flip off and lands super hard on his back. Make a dex saving throw, McBean, if you don't mind.
Another 8.
Another 8? Okay. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Damn.
Get in here, shiny boy. Hope you're enjoying it. Ninners, Insomnia, Vaglia. Love y'all. So as you sort of land, this sort of silence, this ripple, as the anticipation starts to move. And McBean, I think you are well aware that this is not normal. I mean, like, what the fuck is Mephistopheles doing, even kind of stealing y'all's thunder, much less with this wooden box on this table? Mr. Savoy begins whispering something. Do either of you guys speak Elvish?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay. So, this ancient high elf woman, again covered in these dark wrapped pieces of cloth and fabric, extends her hands up, and you see both palms raised as words stream from her lips. It is merely the beginning. A step forward. A step beyond the astral into the unknown. What you will see here, my beloved tenants, is both terrifying and awe-inspiring. McBean, if you wouldn't mind. He sort of motions to you and steps away from this wooden column.
All right. Let's go.
You step forward, and easily enough, you lift back. And you see, in this strange moment, as the crowd starts to, what the fuck? The fuck is that? Why? What the hell is this? You hear sort of almost like anxiety and anticipation. Yes, I mean, sort of being muttered, confusion as well. But as this wooden top is removed, McBean, you're the first to see the pale skin and sallow, emotionless face of what appears to be a corpse.
Ugh.
Before there's a rising intonation from Mistress Savoy. Tarison, cari fumvare salas. And you see the eyes open. And behind them, a filmy milky white. Before jerking upright out of this coffin comes a figure. She's rigid. See how they live and move from beyond. Give me an insight check, Coleridge.
Yeah, is this... Oh, sorry.
Or
Is
both
this
you
the
guys,
Milky
please.
White? Is this the Milky White I've seen before?
Yes, it has. But only once on your friend Julian, the contortionist.
Interesting.
8.
8?
10.
10? Okay, great. Absolutely the same vibe. You're like, holy fuck. There's like almost a movement. I mean, it literally does look like almost like a milky gel that slowly is shifting and switching across these blank irises. Coleridge, there's the grip of cold fear rising from the bottom of your stomach. You've been in tough situations before. This is certainly not the worst of them. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think the connection between the presence of a sand cat and this woman arising seemingly from the dead is certain.
I'm gonna look around. Is anyone looking at me?
Give me another perception check.
Natural 20.
Fuck yes, dude. You look across the way, and as you're sort of like, retching your eyes away from this, you see this huge, almost like near shirtless half-orc recoiling from this wooden box. Around you, the crowd itself is completely wrapped. I mean, utterly stunned. You see some women have covered their eyes, some men as well. Children, the few that have been allowed in, are shuddering and hiding, except for the brave ones that occasionally peep out. And as you're sort of scanning the crowd, you see House Wright, edged beyond the sort of final stretch of where the rafters remain. You see the two refiners looking directly at you, Coleridge. And in that moment, again, a shower of sparks erupts from Mistress Savoy as rising and moving out of the box comes a figure of ghostly white.
I'm gonna scream, holy shit! And I'm gonna push him.
Trying to push this back inside.
Push him away.
Fuck yeah. Okay, give me one moment.
Instinct.
Okay.
They don't seem to be on the same page, this group. It seems to be a little bit of unscripted. Rosie, how you doing? You're still hanging in there, Rosie?
I don't know what to make of this.
It's just a show. We can leave it.
Is she dead? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Just a bit of makeup, I believe.
Right. And like, Coleridge, you yourself like kind of think that. You're like, surely fucking not, right?
Yeah.
When you see this thing step forward, and as it steps out, members of the crowd, oh shit, what the fucking hell? What is this? I didn't sign up for this. You see people like, some are literally like screaming and like moving. Multiple groups have stood up and risen, while some just stay planted and can't look away. Yes, it is more. Let us see what comes of this now. He steps forward and you see from behind his cloak, Mephistopheles pulls out this wickedly painted mask. A frog with a black tongue and eyes of milky white. And there's absolutely familiarity there for you, McBean. You're like, the fuck is that choice? He slips it over the front of this woman. And as he does, you see her slowly snap forward and rise 6 inches off the ground. This is how. Which one of you will stand before the other side? Which one will be worthy to be touched by the beyond? And as he says beyond, you see again this mistress, stage left, house right, this woman you know as Savoy McBean, start to whisper in Elvish. And as she does, this figure rises about 2-3 feet off the ground and starts to move towards the crowd. Is there anything either one of you would like to do?
I would like to look around me for any kind of anything I can grab. I want I think I like any tools or anything. What's near me?
Sure. And give me one moment because I just as you drop down, there is essentially like a very, very large net. There's also an enormous, wickedly barbed whip. You get the feeling that both are designed probably with the sand cat in mind, but that's essentially at the bottom, at the base of the rightmost tower.
Okay, let's run to try and grab this net and try and net this corpse.
So as you run out there, Coleridge, you're right about here, and I'm putting Rosie and Ty right next to you. These are enormous tokens. Forgive.
No worries. Are those guys still looking at me?
You look back, and they are nowhere to be seen. Give me another perception check if you like.
Perception is 15.
So you see them now. They've come from here. If you look at house right.
Yeah.
These refiners have moved from here to in between this group. You see them looking, like standing like on tiptoes, looking down some of the rows of seating. They then whip back and they see you as well. Fuck yeah.
Die. And now there's a dead floating woman, but these two creepy elf guys are looking at you, and your missus there.
You see this figure starts to drift immediately towards Ty. Yeah, what the fuck is this? What the hell is this? You see this woman now 5-6 feet off the ground, moving towards this house left seating. Give me a perception check, McBean. As people start to cry out, they're going after that boy there. They're going after the golden field. It's on account of his father's wickedness. I tell you what, it's because he's a dirty man. You see him sort of look around and hear that. What did you roll, McBean?
8.
An 8? God, you love that. You're looking around and there's a familiarity to two members that sort of cry out, but there's a cacophony of sounds as people from the crowd start to sort of react to this woman, completely pale and ghost-like, drifting out of this box and towards Ty Goldenfield. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Coleridge?
So she's very close to me, right? She's wearing a mask.
She is coming this way. She's wearing this frog mask. She's almost on level with you guys coming forward.
All right. The music's not on the owl there.
Oh, and thank you, buddy.
As that buys me time to think about all my options. All right.
And let me drop it to you as well, Claire. I mean, McBean.
Is she's closer. Is she undead?
Do you have an ability or a spell that determines that?
Just like smelling, like now that she's closer, like I know makeup, I know disguise.
I'll give you one more insight check. That's sort of what that was related to when she first whipped out of the coffin, but
okay. 17.
Okay. This is an animated corpse. That as you're like, holy fuck. I mean, you're looking for like pulse. You're looking for any movement in the neck. You're looking for any like break between the makeup line and the natural color of the skin. And you see none. And as that happens, you hear her yell out, this sort of like Yeah.
I take my daggers out and Ty, I think we need to get out of here.
And as you say that, you see her extend a hand towards Ty. Oh, fuck. You hear, like, you hear this sound. You're like, what the fuck is that? And Ty goes, He snaps his head backwards, and I need all of you to roll initiative for me.
Oh no, Ty.
Okay. 25 to 20. Cool. 15 to 20.
17.
Love it. Uh, 10 to 15.
I got a 10.
Cool. Great. Okay. So as you hear this, you're like, fuck, we need to get out of here. He's like, yeah, maybe you should. Rosie, go on. Ah! You like see his head snap back in this gasp of pain. And as that happens, Ty looks towards this woman, stands, and begins walking down towards her.
Oh god.
It is the ghost's turn. If she is in fact a ghost, you see she sort of extends a hand towards Ty, and as he's walking, she drifts backwards towards the steps. Mephistopheles, ha ha ha! You see, death for some is but the beginning. And that ghost is going to fully take control. You see now Ty sort of coming down. Excuse me, yeah. Get out of the fucking way, please. Yeah, coming through, yeah, right here. Slides over the 7-foot banister and drops onto the sawdust floor of this circus ring and begin walking towards the silver table. Coleridge, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Are those two guys looking at me or are they looking at Ty?
They're looking at Ty now. Yeah, exactly. Good question.
Shit, I don't know. What do I do? Oh my god, this is so crazy. There's, and the ghost is kind of controlling Ty as he's walking that way. I don't give a shit about Ty. But Jaden does.
I love it.
The woman who casts the spell, I'm gonna hex her.
Let's fucking go.
And then and I have my daggers out and I'm gonna stand in between I'm gonna kinda point my daggers. And is the rest of the crowd like all kind of running out?
People are shrieking. Some people are frozen. But like whenever she started drifting upward, people, oh fuck! You heard like obviously the rattling. Some people are absolutely running. Some people are wrapped, and some people you're not sure if they're just like caught between fight or flight and are just frozen.
Rosie, let's go. And I'm gonna kind of like grab her hand and start running out away from the two guys. I guess house left.
Okay, cool. So let's drop this. Okay, so you grab Rosie and start dipping.
Yeah, cool. I mean, with her consent.
Sure. She's like, no, let's get the fuck out. Okay, so you and Rosie, and you're trying. The entrance is essentially like where these refiners are. I mean, the entrance is over here. Are you trying to like leave this space?
Well, I don't want to go near the refiners. I'm just kind of going house left. There's no entrance like through the curtain house left?
There's only one entrance, yeah. I mean, like entrance. It's a fucking tent, so.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go between the two benches there, like the next one over to the left, and I'm just gonna rip a hole in the fence with my dagger.
Okay, cool.
If I can get there.
So, Ty is here, right? He's walked over. He's in the space now. Rosie sees you. You start to sort of move and be like, "Come on, let's fucking go." You hop down here. You're trying to get here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
and I'll rip a hole if it's just a kind of cloth curtain, I'm just gonna take my dagger and just cut a slit.
Yeah, easy enough. No attack roll needed. You just drip it, drop it in and pull down. I mean, it is a very thick canvas, but it's a fucking dagger. You drag through it. You see and look back, and Rosie is not with you.
Okay. If there are other people kind of running out, I'm going to kind of hold it open. I assume I'm kind of out of movement now.
You are, yeah. I mean, you could...
Okay, so I'm just kind of holding it open as other people run out, just kind of keeping my eyes on, if I can, the person I hexed, Ty, and wherever Rosie is, and that sandcat. Just kind of keeping my eye on the whole thing. I don't.
So you've got line of sight here for the most part. I would say as you're sort of doing this, people are streaming out. I mean, I would say probably at this point, half the crowd, 40-ish people, have left. Some of them frantically, some of them still looking back, some of them unsure if this is what they signed up for, right? Some version of like a freak show or a Knott's Berry Farm experience. As Ty is walking towards them, it's actually this sand cat that lunges forward. You see her stopped by this thick chain, but absolutely feverish in her pursuit. So that's gonna be her turn. She has a 10-foot lean. McBean, it is your turn. You've seen this never before in your life. I mean, crazy shit happens. Oh shit! Did we lose her? Oh fuck, we lost her.
McBean?
McBean!
McBean's in the brownout.
Yeah.
The California brownout.
Shit. Well, she will. Okay, here she comes. Let's go.
Okay, cool.
McBean.
Back.
Right on time, babe. Okay, so McBean, your turn. Chaos has unfolded. You see Vestish is like completely stunned. She is like, you can't really rely on her anyways, but she is starting to like actually climb back up this leftmost tower. What would you like to do?
Right. Is Mistress Savoy still chanting?
Yes, she is. You see her like her eyes
don't
are
like that.
focused on this boy
Psychic.
that has. Yeah.
Mumbo jumbo. Just take my net and throw it over her.
Let's fucking go. Okay, make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Let's fucking go. Okay, incredible. So, this net, like you toss it down, it does hit, it snags her. Let me just see if she... Oh, wow. Fucking wild. Okay, so you see, as you throw this net over her, she's like... She looks back to you, she's like, the fuck is that? And it catches over her. She starts to sort of move, and as she does, she can't really do it. She is snared by this. She is completely caught up in this. It is affecting her control, and you see now, as that happens, this figure, this pale woman, looks back and just at Mistress Savoy, and then turns back with renewed vigor and eyes no longer milky white, now completely black, looking at Ty.
Uh-oh.
You still have movement?
With my bonus action, I would like to rage.
Let's fucking go.
Nice.
Let's fucking go. So McBean starts fucking raging. You see this guy just start fucking shaking. Just get a little. I mean, it's just like a jack dude with a shake weight, just going after it. Do you want to use any of your movement, McBean, or are you good where you are?
Let's run over to Mephistopheleles.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And just glare menacingly.
He turns around to you, he's like, the fuck are you doing, McBean? Go off stage or go do something cool. We've moved on. You did the trapeze? The fuck is this? And as it sort of happens, you see Ty. Oh, I've never seen that before. He keeps walking forward with this woman just drifting behind him. He reaches the table, places both hands on it. It's cold. Before he kicks a leg up and starts rolling on top of it. Okay, so that's going to be Ty's turn. That will bring us to Mephistopheles. He turns back to you. McBean, what the fuck are you doing? You served your purpose, now leave, depart. Depart this place. And he turns back and he starts like assisting Ty into this space. And as it does, the sand cat starts to gather and pop over the top of where this table and coffin rest. You see Mistress Savoy now walk to the center here and extend both hands upward. And swirling above the space, starting to fill it, is a spectral skull that apparates, gathers, and then becomes bone white. And in that moment, I think perhaps it's hard to notice, the color of this skull, this sort of ashen off-white, is the exact same color as these refiners. Give me a perception check, both McBean and Coleridge.
2.
Dirty 20.
Cool. This Coleridge, you're like, holy fuck, what is this? She summoned death itself inside this menagerie tent. You, McBean, see that this, because you see through it, and for a brief moment you see the back of it being held together. This is a major image. This is a spell that's been cast to create this interaction scenario.
Wow.
So she sort of holds her hands upwards. At that point in time, the crowd continues, fucking hell, the fuck is this? Some people are like, hell yeah. Is she dead? Is that a proper corpse? Some people are like super into it. Some people are completely freaked. However, they're flooding and they're using this. No one is really stopping. And as that happens, you lose sight of the refiners, Coleridge.
Yeah.
So that happens. We're then back at the top of this round. You see this woman now, her arms extended. She just corkscrews around. Yeah. Yeah. You see these black eyes focus on Ty and come to hang above the space where he rests. Coleridge, it's your turn.
And all right, I'm gonna kind of run up from the thing. And Rosie, is she just watching, or?
Rosie is like right there on the edge of this, of this sort of circus space. She's crying out to Ty. She's just crying in general. Cat check.
Oh man. Really should have taken expeditious retreat. I'm gonna blast the zombie woman floating above Ty.
Okay.
I just throw a quick tendril of force damn magic at her.
And describe what this moment looks like for us, Coleridge, as this sailor, this man named Jaden, springs forward from a well of magic.
I think that as he steps forward, all the loose kind of clothes and the sashes and bandana that he has on, and this leather armor and such, like it's like held down by it, but it all starts to kind of billow, and like as if he's like a Michael Jackson fan,
Sure.
and it just kind of, and he just kind of throws his arm out, and it's this kind of almost like misty purple kind of energy that just billows from him, like this like acute force straight at the thing.
Okay. Roll the hit.
It's a 20.
That hits.
Okay. It hits for 1 point of damage.
Oh man, isn't that the worst? When you're rolling like a D10 or D12, you're like, here we fucking go. Okay, heard and received.
And then as soon as I do it and it hits, I just kind of want to look like, and just kind of hold there, and I want to just, I don't know, you can't really hold like a runaway, kind of thing, but like if people start
right, if you use your whole action to do that, but you, since you cast the spell, no.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of stand there and looking and seeing if Mephistopheles or the woman that I hexed are staring at me, or like what if they get aggressive towards me?
Gotcha. Okay. So you came over here. In order to like blast that, you would need to come to at least here to get an angle on this. She is hanging above the table itself, so you have a clear shot.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Cool. So you come to the edge of this. You see, about 15, 20 feet stage right. You see Rosie just, Ty, the fuck is this? She's like frantically looking around. She's like, do something. What the hell's he doing? As that happens, you sort of are like, yes, let me just, you shoot this Eldritch blast. It catches the shoulder of this sort of specter, and she just was already spinning. She now starts just like circling like a spun top. As that happens again, this sand cat, extends to the full length of this iron collar. It catches inches away from the edge of this table, snarling at Ty, who has just gone atop of it. And that brings us to you, McBean. You've tossed this net on top of of her. I made her. She's now like completely. Let me just make sure. She's restrained.
All right. I'm gonna lift a folding chair from the side of the stage here.
Sure. Yeah.
And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna smash it over Mephistopheles' head.
Let's fucking go. You see this guy McBean roll over to where there's several like collapsible wooden chairs. He pulls one out and comes behind Mephistopheles, who sees you at the last moment. McBean, I told you, take fucking 5. The fuck? Roll the hit on this guy.
I'll show you what I can do. 14.
14 hits, girl.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, what have I got? D10. Oh shit, 2. 8 points damage.
8 points, massive. You see splinters and wood just shatter. Oh, fuck. You see Mephistopheles like, the fuck? Owie, God, you concussed me, you fucking brute. You stink like a donkey's ass. And you see him be like, still just being like,
at fighting.
And for this moment, he's like, takes a minute. He's like, he thought this was maybe you trying to convince him that your sort of combat performance could be a bit. But now he sees like, this is business. He's like, fuck. He is terrified. So that is going to be, McBean, did you add rage damage to that?
Yeah.
Okay, sick. You still have movement and bonus action if you like.
I'm gonna stay there.
Okay, cool. So you stand planted right there. As that happens, you see, it's sort of more comfortable than I thought it would be. You see Ty sort of kick his legs over. He looks back at Rosie. I'll meet you beyond, love. Yeah, I'll see you there. And he reclines, his face disappearing into this box.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck, I need to make a con save because you hit the... Okay, yeah. Cool. So he continues. I mean, completely at ease. A man undisturbed, not frightened, in no way concerned with the goings-on around him, seemingly. Okay, so that's him. He pops in. That brings us then to Mephistopheles and Savoy. So Meph turns back. He's like, fucking hell, you piece of shit. He takes off his top hat and sort of rummages in it. This'll be the last time, McBean. You eat too much, and you stink. He pulls out what appears to be this like strange copper rod and like hits the top of it and just explodes. Oh, shit.
Out of his top hat?
Okay.
Does a 7 hit?
No.
It almost like gets him. He like pulls
yeah.
it out and he pulls out what looks like almost like a flute that flares at the end of it. He's like hammering the top of it. You see it just explode in this huge cloud of dust that briefly encircles you and then drifts on. He's like looking. Fuck. Did not do anything. He is going to attempt to sort of backpedal out of your range, McBean. He's like, fuck this. Boom, boom, boom. He's trying to move over to this side, trying to put the table between the two of you.
I'm gonna grab him by one of the streaming bandanas that are coming out of his sleeve.
Yes, please.
Try and pull him back onto my fist.
Okay, make an attack roll against him.
Okay.
Or no, excuse me, give me a strength or athletics check. Athletics or acrobatics.
All right. Well, and it's gonna be at advantage.
And get in here,
19,
Cellar Greg. He was,
23.
23 definitely beats his 14. So like you, as he sort of goes, you use a reaction to do a grapple attack. You grab him by these sort of wide flaring lapels and almost rip them off because it's a total patchwork cloak. But he pulls it toward him. What the fuck? You seem like, McBean, this is grounds for dismissal and the pay cut, you fucking fool. And you have him. He's like completely grappled by you.
I just pulled the handkerchief until I got to the end, and then I like
100%. He's just like, where does it even come from? Yeah, you're pulling him closer to them. He's gone from like trying to exude power to exuding fear and terror. So that's going to be his turn. Savoy is restrained. She's going to attempt to break free from this net.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
And fails to do so. Yeah, what was her hex? What was the...
I think I mean, I did it before the net became a thing. So I think I'm going to... I think, as it's kind of, I think insight.
Insight. So what is that? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah.
Okay, great. She fails with a natural 4 plus 0. She's like, caught in this thing. Mephistopheles, do something. Do something. It will not be enough if I cannot move my hands. You see her like trying to respond to this and unable to react. So that's going to be her turn, as she is somewhat fucked. The crowd is now just streaming out, with the exception of a couple, like some sailors that are drunk. You see one very like matronly, like a baker. You're not really sure. She's like covered in what appears to be like flour and the signs of labor. She's looking at this unfolding with rapt attention. There's sort of a soft smile gathering at her lips.
Flower? Is she not a ghost?
Yeah. Insight
Did
check.
have a few.
You see now, as these refiners come between the center stage and press up against the ring, their long silver hair pulled back in a top knot, both sides of their head shaved, these almost bone gray collars coming up to the middle of their ears, and they lean over the edge of this ring and simply watch. And that's going to bring us to the top of the round. This specter is freaking the fuck out. It's been hit. It's now been sort of driven back, and as Ty fully drops back into this wooden box, let's say, this specter goes completely vertical and disappears into the box. Ooh, okay. You hear like some sound of like rattling, almost like limbs hitting the side of this box. McBean, you can see this specter disappear, and only Ty remains. Coleridge, it's your turn.
Okay, that changes everything.
Okay, I'm going to, as people left, do they kind of drop belongings, hats, scarves, shirts, or anything like that, like that's on the benches?
Yeah, there's a handful of items left, mostly like overcloaks, stuff like that.
Just something that's like, I want to kind of run away, like through, like, I'll show you.
Yeah, show me on the map.
Yeah, so kind of like, oops, this top, like of the bleachers here.
Got it.
Back over here and like kind of pick up a cloak along the way.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, no problem. There's one there. You see essentially like this long, almost like olive green cloak. It's just sort of like, you're not sure if it's a blanket or was worn as a cloak, but about 8 by 8 square of green cloth.
Okay. And I can't see Ty or the Spectre from up that vantage point, right? Like if I get higher up?
Well, if you're at the top of these rafters, like into the box.
Yeah.
I think you can absolutely see like the bottom half of Ty. You see these like well-made boots. You see his like very well kept pants that are tucked inside. You do not see the presence of this gray, fleshy being that was floating.
Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on. All right. I'm gonna hold. All right. I'm gonna. I really, if I could know that I was rolling a 1 again, I'd throw it at Ty. But I'll probably get a fucking 10. I'm gonna just yell at Rosie to get out of here, and then I'm gonna throw a Eldritch Blast at the Sandcat.
Okay, give me a persuasion check with advantage. I'll give you that as a free action, and then give me an attack roll. And tell me what you're trying to do with the Eldritch Blast specifically.
Just hit the cat. Like the cat looks like it's.
Oh,
like,
you're trying to hit the cat. Okay, fuck yeah.
Yeah, the cat.
Fuck yeah.
I think he's gonna try to hit. The cat's gonna try to eat this thing, right?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what cats do. Persuasion. Even with my bomb ass persuasion, it's gonna be a 10.
Oof. DC was 12. She
Yeah.
You see like the words wash over her. Her body tenses, and she doesn't move. Ty.
Okay.
Fuck, Ty. She looks back at you real quick and goes back. Why did he get in there? Why would he go in? And yeah, give me an attack roll.
It's the Lord of the Sand Cat.
You know it well, Coleridge.
Oh jeez. 12.
12 just hits. Yeah.
Hey, alright. Fuck these sand cats. Damn it. 4 points of
Okay.
damage.
You see this thing like get caught and a piece of its shoulder just blow back. There's this kind of rainbow arc of blood as it sort of like reacts. You see it sort of moving, circling around on the length of its chain before again it snares, caught at the full length of it. Looks like that did some damage for sure. And you know this, like you know that a sand cat could potentially be killed by a single one of those. Okay. Good shit, Coleridge. That brings us to the sand cat. It's again going to attempt to break its bonds. Come the fuck on. Jesus. Does not. Rolled another fucking 7. He sort of snaps forward. You see, at this point in time, there is like this as the chain and more the pike driven into the ground itself, entrapping this chain where it is, gives way by about 6 inches, lowering the DC for next time. Okay, McBean, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna pick up that chair and I'm gonna smack Mephistopheles with it again.
Let's fucking go. You have him now, like his like collar, you know, like the back of his coattails. You spin him around and grab him by the lapels as you rear back with this chair. Roll the hit on him.
Yeah, full wrestling move.
Let's fucking go.
Fuck. No.
You go, and he's like, he sort of pops up. There's this brief moment where he just goes like, and you see there's this almost like explosion of glitter and smoke that comes from a sleeve. It disorients you. He again tries to sort of retch away. Oh fuck! But first, come on, baby. Ooh, you hear this? Oh, it's all right. It's. You hear Ty start to speak. And then this empty, shrieking sound as the rattling within this wooden box subsides. That'll bring us to Mephistopheles. He's going to try to retch away from you.
Okay.
Give me an athletics or strength check. Or acrobatics.
Okay, and I think I've lost my rage because I haven't taken damage, right?
Well,
No,
you
if you
did
attack,
attack.
Anticipated.
You did attack. Like, it didn't land, but
Oh,
you
I
did
did.
attack.
Oh, okay, cool. Then all good. Sorry, what am I rolling?
Either
strength,
athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. That's going to be athletics, and it's going to be a 22.
Damn. He tries to, like, retch away from you.
I told you, McBean. This is grounds for dismissal. Release me.
And as he does, you see him sort of, like, reaching behind him, where you know he has, like... I mean, this dude is like a trickster. He's constantly buying shit he can that's used as weaponry, you know, lots of magic flasks, magic dusts. He's sort of reaching back to try something, but he's unable to escape your grasp. This brings us to Savoy, who's still trying to get out of this fucking net. God damn it, natural 1. Savoy's just like,
I told you. Mephistopheles, help me. Fuck this. This is a magical net. It hasn't snared me.
as she sort of like moves forward with her hand, it like pulls against her foot. She's like fighting against herself, accomplishing nothing. Okay, McBean.
Can I just take a look around? I just want to check the room and see if I see that pervy little gnome anywhere, or pervy little dwarf.
Yeah, sure. Now there's a couple. Which one are we talking about? The one that... Bastion. Okay, awesome. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, nice. 23.
Cool. You do see in the very back of this stage the face of Bastion. He rises up.
Okay.
You know him well. I mean, it's a very sort of pinched, pockmarked face. But as he looks across, he appears to be smiling. Almost in excitement,
That
almost in
vibe.
anticipation.
Bad vibes from that guy.
Oh, man.
So that is his turn. That brings us to the crowd. There is now no one really left with the exception of the handful of people that seem to be enjoying it, Rosie and the rest of you. As that happens, one of the refiners slips his leg over the side of this ring. He walks by Madame Mistress Savoy.
Help me! Pull me free! We have done as you asked!
He looks at her and passes.
You fool! Help me!
She moves past him, places both hands on the side of this wooden box, looks upward, and then sticks his head inside. It's going to bring us back to the top of the round. Man, this is about to be on. Golly. You hear this this sort of strange, increasingly wild moan erupting from this box. You see now from your vantage point, Coleridge, the legs of Tyranny Goldenfield beginning to shake. It's your turn, Coleridge.
Okay. Man, I really don't want to burn a spell for my one of two spells to put the hex on the right person.
Well, you already used the other hex, right? First session.
Well, I used hex, but I can't move it until she dies. So either I kill her, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Got you. Yeah, I don't know the mechanics of a lot of warlock.
First, yeah, me neither. Until I was like, oh, wrong person. That's okay. I'm in a pretty good spot. I'm going to throw an Eldritch Blast at the refiner.
Wow, let's fucking go. Okay. Go for it.
Doubt it. 12.
Yeah, misses. Swings over the top of him. He snaps his head back and looks at you and smiles at you, Coleridge. He holds up a finger
Bow.
and inches it and continues.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Fuck. Yeah, that's about all. I mean, there's nothing really to do, I think. Okay, I'm gonna jump down behind the bleacher and kind of grab my cloak
Cool.
and kind of swap it around me. Take off my bandana.
Got it. Okay, just give me a dexterity saving throw, just given the circumstances and the pace.
10.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, you needed a 13. You begin starting to do that. You begin starting to rip it off. You are kind of in the middle of this process. If you want to complete it on your next turn, it will cost you 10 feet of movement, just so you know. So you hop down, you start ripping this thing off. As that happens, McBean, you hear it. This sand cat just lunges towards you. It's going to be a 16.
That will hit.
That's going to be 5 points of slashing damage as it sort of pounces onto you. Give me a strength saving throw.
Okay. Natural 20.
Let's fucking go. This thing extends its claws. I mean, not a huge cat, but extremely capable of damage. As it sort of reaches for you, it rakes down, dealing these 5 points of slashing damage. I guess reduced then to 2. But you sort of slump it off as it tries to pull its full weight onto your chest, toppling you over. You resist. It then is going to attempt to leave your melee and bound onto the top of this table.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a kick up the ass as it goes.
Go for it. And you guys, you might not notice this at first, but as you kick, there's just these like enormous steel tips to the edge of McBean's boots. Go ahead and roll the hit.
It probably won't hit. It's 12.
12 is exactly what you needed.
Oh, yay. Okay, so 8 points of damage.
Let's fucking go. You catch it. This sort of thing that reacts, rolls off. You see it land awkwardly, like almost like one of its legs is dislocated. Like you caught it as it was coming up. You kicked it in an awkward place. It flipped over the top. And as it stands, it collapses into the dust. Okay, that was the Sandcat doing the best it could. McBean, it's your turn. You see Mephistopheles, like blood streaming down his mouth. Mr. Savoy, staring daggers at you. Vestish has done absolutely jack all. She's sort of looking up from the top of her trapeze tower. And the Sandcat has just been knocked into the dust by you. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna take another crack at Stoff here.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna rip off one of the chair legs.
Fuck
and
yeah,
I'm gonna crack him right across the belly with it.
You guys see McBean like move this broken chair beneath her foot, step on it, and pull a leg free. Go ahead and roll the hit.
17.
Fuck yeah, definitely hits.
Right, 14 points.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
That's a fuckload. Okay. That's crazy. I love it. 8, what would that be? Okay, cool. You crush him. He is like completely fucked. You see it, boom, it knocks him off. He takes a step back. Holy fucking. He slumps to a knee. You think he's about to totter over whenever he starts to stand again. And you see these tendrils of black moving around his eyes. He's very close to unconscious, but he is not there yet. Anything else you want to do, McBean?
No.
Okay, so that happened. It's Mephistopheles. He's going to reach forward and extend a hand towards you, McBean. And that's going to be a 16 to hit.
That will hit.
You take 7 points of lightning damage. As you see this sort of like wrap around you, around the entirety of your frame.
I told you, McBean, stand down, unless you want to join the boy in the coffin.
And as that happens, he is going to leave this distance. Come around the side here.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna give him another kick up the ass too.
Oh, because you just had your turn. You do have a reset. Okay, fuck.
Yup.
Oh, I didn't think about it. I thought he
It's
didn't
okay,
have
it won't hit. It'll be a 9.
No, misses. Thank God. Hoo-ah! Not this time. You see him sort of leave. You catch the very edges of his coattails. He moves around the side there. He has attacked you. It's the Mr. Savoy, who is still trapped in this fucking net. Yes! Beats the DC 10 strength check. He's just rips out of it. And again, her eyes now shift to where this box is. She starts to step forward. Steps over the body of this sand cat. And you see again these tendrils of black extend from her hands. Right next to you, Coleridge, like above where you're standing, is where this huge baker woman was. Well, it seems like a pretty good show. What are they going to do next? Is the tiger really dead? She's like actually like tossing these down to you because there's no one left in the stands. That will bring us to the refiners. The one that's on the edge of the actual circus wall calls out in Elvish to the other. He looks back, responds in Elvish with a grin, and leans his hand forward, and you guys just see a beam of glowing yellow light. And he extends forward, and it's something you've seen before, Coleridge, but McBean, this is the first time you've seen anyone do some shit like this. He reaches in, and you see him smelling, pulling deeply, before he looks back to the other refiner and nods. And that's going to bring us to the top of the round. This dude needs one more fucking thing to get him there. Woo! Almost. There had been shaking again, and it intensifies within this wooden box after the stillness had reigned. Coleridge, it's your turn. You've seen these people now gather around this wooden box. Mephistopheles, Mr. Savoy, and this refiner all looking over. You could see from your vantage point, but no longer, that this specter had disappeared within the actual box itself, only seeing the motionless body of Tyranny Goldenfield. What would you like to do?
I was about to bounce, but
there is no funhouse here in this menagerie, Coleridge.
yeah. Uh, has McBean fallen out of his tiny little shorts? You know what I'm talking about.
McBean was never contained within those little shorts. It's more of a.
Yeah, it's more like
more of
which
a
sight
cloth.
line is covering which part of the. Boop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And
think
everything else is oiled to perfection.
that kind
Love
of
it.
makes him chuckle and Coleridge as he's about to run because it's kind of his deal. He leaves the cloak kind of hanging that hadn't gotten it on, kind of leaves it hanging on the bleachers and steps out and sees the woman with her tendrils. And yeah, he's gonna try to hit the woman.
Now, we're
That's-
talking about the Spectre, or we're talking about Mistress Savoy?
Savoy, I believe, the one who was restrained the whole time.
And she appears to also be an elf, a high elf perhaps. You're not sure if it's the same sort of lineage as these refiners. She's completely covered in these hooded rags, mostly purple, gray, and black. I mean, the entirety of her figure. She's reached behind her cloaks and is now resting both hands within her back to you. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Yeah. And I want to be further away than I am, like as far away as possible.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, you tell me. You can definitely be further away than this. You know, you could be all the way here.
Yeah. Oh, that entrance, or if that, it's probably not an entrance.
Well,
though,
it's
right?
not an entrance exit. You do see that there is like sort of a delineation. I think you would know from the size of the actual tent that there was like, you know, probably attachés, like more space contained within this canopy than is visible within the main circled ring of this menagerie.
All right. Yeah. I tried to shoot her. It didn't work.
Okay. They again look back. This time, one of the refiners speaks in Elvish, nods his head towards your direction. Movement, bonus action.
I'll move. Yeah. No. Just stay there. I'm gonna kind of be halfway outside of the curtain.
The one that leads to like stage left.
Yeah.
Got it. Are you so you've sort of poked your head in here?
Yeah.
It's essentially a dressing room. That sort of sour smell of backstage, right? Sweat, costumes that haven't been washed in 6 months, sort of that random kind of amalgamation of powders, of makeup, but also of like unjustifiable props. An enormous pair of shoes, this weird like zipline contraption, a circular shield that seems to be like this hypnotic pattern. Nonsensical. You step back into that space. Or you like split the difference between that space.
Yeah.
Cool. So as that happens, and Coleridge takes his turn, the Sandcat has been destroyed. That brings us to McBean.
Okay, I am going to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over to Mistress Savoy and her mumbo jumbo psychic bullshit, and I'm going to pull a hammer out of my back pocket. Actually, I don't have a pocket. Pull it out of my
Oh, that was a
butt crack.
hammer? Oh, God.
No, yeah. Yeah. For intents and purposes, like you can see, like almost like on the side of this table are these very large nails. You just wrench one off.
Awesome. Grab it, and then I'm gonna smack Mistress Savoy over the head with it.
Go for it. As you start to roll, you feel this like pulse of pain within your brain, almost like an icicle being driven between both sides of your brain.
Oh,
You roll at
this
disadvantage
again.
as she casts Silver
Okay.
Arrows.
Oh, well, she's glad of that because one of those was a 20, but the other one was 12.
Oh shit, it still hits.
Okay, great. 10 points of damage.
Dude, that's exactly how many she has. You knock her across the seat. Ah! You see her go flying back. This sort of like spectral image around as it sort of, as she sort of is knocked backwards and unconscious. You hear this like yelling within the box as this specter rises up. The animate dead spell no longer in effect. Okay, McBean, movement, bonus action.
I'm gonna run over to the coffin and be like, "You all right? Are you okay?" Start trying to open the lid of the coffin. The lid closed, right?
The lid is closed. Yeah, you see like was sort of slid on when this refiner arrived. As you sort of start to move it back, the refiner goes to try to put a hand on it. Just give me an athletics or acrobatics check, or actually just straight athletics.
Okay. Okay, I'm raging. So
you rolled an 18 plus 1 for what it's worth.
Well, I rolled 22.
Well, fuck. There's like this very arrogant smile. You've never seen a man like this before, but it's clearly like a uniform. Over the actual breast of it, you see a sigil. An individual with a raised staff and 2 mountain peaks behind it. He smiles, putting his hands down upon the lid, and you just wrench it out of his control. His eyes light up in surprise. You see within it, Ty Goldenfield. Like this like pale face, almost like black veins around the face and neck, and eyes of fright with concern and fear.
Okay. I'm just gonna be like, mate, you all right?
And it's his turn. No, I'm fucking not. Here, help me out. Here, please. He sort of extends a hand. He's like looking back and starts to sort of get out. You pull him out with this lid being open, and he lands. He looks back. He sees Rosie. What the fuck was all that, huh? Why was this? He's gonna dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He vaults over the side of this. Come on, then. Sort of looks at Rosie. He doesn't see you, Coleridge, but doesn't seem to be concerned either. They begin fleeing.
Okay.
So much movement there. 10. And you know what? I guess you cut a gash in the fucking tent right here, so.
I did, yeah.
Sweet.
And Rosie probably would know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like at this point, it's probably been widened. People have pulled it. People have moved through it. Okay, so they're essentially starting to depart this space. As that happens in McBean, you see this this kid basically who's like, wakes up, sees you, is like, fuck no, I'm not all right, gets pulled out and just sprints. There's no one close enough to stop him. Although Mephistopheles is like,
you fucking idiot. You lummox-brained fool. Do you have any idea what they would pay for this? How hard they've worked for this?
And he's like starting to fucking freak out. And as he's freaking out, you see like his jaw might be broken. Like he's sort of like slurring his speech. Blood's coming out. He looks like hell. It is, however, his turn. And he does have 1 spell slot left. So he... He is going to... I'm really not sure. I didn't think it would get to this stage. You guys have completely upended it, which I love.
The power of a disgruntled worker.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta let this menagerie workers unionize for the love of God. Okay, so he is going to... He is going to extend a hand towards you, McBean.
You ungrateful fool. Stay up on the trapeze tower where you belong.
And he's going to make a ranged spell attack towards you. Does a 16 hit? I feel like I've rolled so many 16. Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. 9.
9? Okay, that fails. You take 3 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned until the end of your next turn. That means attacks have disadvantage. He's gonna see that and just start sprinting. 5, 10.
I've already taken my reaction on this round, have I? No, I haven't. I'm gonna.
Wait, I think you took it on the.
Okay, yeah.
On something, on the Spectre, maybe? No, on Savoy. You took it on Savoy.
Okay, yeah.
So he's going to go, you see him like, he can't use his full dash, but he gets just to the lip of this circle and starts kicking a leg over it, looking back at you guys. Fools! Essentially being like, this shit is fucked, I'm out. So it's going to be his turn. The crowd, there's no one left except for this baker woman who's just like starting to clap. This was a hell of a show. Again, encore. Encore. Like, she is absolutely taken with what is a fight for its life. The refiners now. This one looks at you. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me, McBean.
11.
Oh, you know what? You would make it an advantage because of the situations.
Hell yeah.
What's up, goblets?
17.
17 succeeds. You feel this brief moment of kinship with this strange gray-haired elf staring at you with such menace before you kind of blink out of it like, who the fuck is this? What the fuck was that? And shake off the effects of this potential charm person. He, seeing the score, and with no haste, with nothing but like arrogance and disdain, is going to start stepping backwards. Still watching you. 50, 20. Comes around here, starts going over the top of this. This gentleman starts leaving. Okay, that's going to be the refiner's turn. This specter has now been driven back, and for all intents and purposes, unless you would like to chase Mephistopheles, you are leaving combat.
Well,
yeah, what do you think? It's about to be your turn. It's your turn, Coleridge. You tell me.
I think as much, I can find Ty at another time. It doesn't have to be Jaden. I'm going to have my hex now fly it over to Mephistopheles.
Okay. Happens.
Going to give him disadvantage on, looks pretty dexterous. I'll give him disadvantage on, athletics or strength.
Strength checks. Copy. Cool.
And then I'm going to throw an Eldritch Blast at him.
Ooh, okay. You can sort of come over here, create a line of sight, no problem. He's like literally in the process.
He's like talking to himself furious. These ungrateful fools.
He's sort of kicking a leg over the side of this. Roll the hit. He has 1 hit point, by the way.
22.
That hits. No need to roll damage. Tell me what this looks like as you extend a hand.
Just seeing, I think it's almost like, yeah, it's this teetering line. It's like, so since we're at this circus, I don't stick my neck out ever. It's one of my lessons, but I'm kind of sick of it, so I just throw it out. I just kind of put my hands out slowly, I think, and I think it's more of a slower bolt that kind of catches him in the back and wraps around his neck before squeezing it.
Oh, fuck yeah. And as you extend a hand, you hear a voice. Well done, my Rhett, my wellspring of power. This new moon draws close to us, child of favor. And this moment reminds us of when we met. Wield well my power. And you see this Eldritch Blast just extend, wash over the back of Mephistopheles, and just send him clattering over the top of this circus ring. Ah! He sort of goes over the top. You hear the sound of a body hitting wood. And you don't see him rise. You have movement, Coleridge, and McBean, it's about to be your turn. No one else remains except for the refiners and this baker, who again is like not going anywhere. She's hoping to see a whole nother act. She loves it.
That's her. I'm gonna go into the dressing room area.
Okay, go on stage left. Cool.
I'll toss a glance back at McBean and just shrug if he's looking at me. And then I'm gonna go back there, and I'm looking for any like chests, anything that would have belonged, like any colors or robes or anything that would have belonged to either Savoy or your dude.
Cool.
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles, great. McBean, what are you doing?
I am going to first take a bow to the baker.
Cool.
Obviously I'm going to...
That was lovely. It was unlike anything I've ever seen. Incredible.
Oh, thank you. And then these graymen with their sigils, what are they doing? They're just vibing now?
They are now leaving. You see one of them
okay.
like essentially tried to charm you, and now they having like, you're not really sure, either seen what they needed to see or seen something that has like made them think that their presence is no longer needed there, unclear, but they are essentially heading towards the exit.
Okay, and I presume Bastion, the only other person in the whole menagerie that I also had a problem with. I'm like, well, I was right about these guys. Where's that other fucker? And I'm gonna, if I don't see him, I'm going to start looking for him.
Cool. Okay. So like as you start moving, I think you see Bastion, like you hear footfalls and you see him trying to depart very quickly to the north.
Okay, I'm gonna try and grab him by the scruff of his collar.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
What do you know?
So you rush forward.
Get your fucking hands off me. Get your fucking hands off. Hey!
You see him now, and this is like a very, like you see him like scar across his face. You know him well, very wispy, weird, dwarf, shaved head. You grab him, and...
You pervy fucker.
I'm not his...
What have you got to say for yourself? What's those masks all about?
Get the fuck off me.
Make either an intimidation or persuasion check for me, McBean.
Intimidation.
Go for it.
I don't like this guy. 15. No, hold on, I'm proficient. 17.
All right. Please, just fucking stop.
And I said dwarf, but he is a gnome, but he's like huge.
Okay.
You see like this like wispy hair, this wispy beard. He looks like, you know, the sum of his life choices. Poisonous, ruined, largely rotted and decrepit. As this happens, he stops.
I won't tell you a fucking thing.
And you just like reach forward and tear off a plank from one of the rafters of seating.
All right, fucking hell, Jesus McBean. You're a fucking animal.
God damn it. He steps forward, you kind of have him, and you drag him back into this circle ring, throwing him into the dust, and step back into the mix. As you do that...
What's the meaning of all this?
This is beyond you. It's larger than you. The world
Nothing's larger
moves and
than
things
me.
happen, girl, boy.
But with that intimidation, you sort of push him back against the side, and again pull back with this plank. And I think, Coleridge, I think you can sort of hear this, but as you're sort of moving into that space, give me an investigation check.
That's good. 17.
17, excellent. So you begin moving through the space. It is extremely cluttered. As I said, it's this eclectic mix of props, of costumes, of potential like performance and production materials. It's a smorgasbord of chaos. But I think there's also an excitement to you as someone that is frequently in costume, right? So we'll get to that in a moment as you move through the space. McBean, as you sort of shove down this gnomish man, Bastion, he sort of pokes back. You're like, what the fuck?
He's like, well, I didn't want it to be like this. I didn't think it would have to be. He was Mephistopheleles, all right? He was approached by the refiners. They've got some plan. They need noble blood, noble houses. I don't know why, all right? He just set it up. He was going to wait till someone worthwhile was in the audience, and he was going to attempt to beguile them. It's all I fucking know, all right? Get your hands off me, you fucking locks.
And are you letting him go, or are you again
Right,
sort of
all
moving
right.
forward?
I'm gonna let him go. I don't want to see you around here anymore.
He gets
Don't
up.
let me see your face again.
He sort of spits on the ground.
You're a fucking waste of muscle.
He sort of sees you react
Get
and sort
outta
of
here.
sprints away. He's like, fuck! Hurdles over the top of this. Disappears running the length of it. You sort of step into this space, Bastion, and unbeknownst to you, you just see up, and Vestish is like looking down from the trapeze. She's just like, well, I didn't think it would go like that. You fought well, McBean.
Come
Catch
on.
me one more
Drop,
time,
I've got
huh?
you. I've got you. Drop.
She just drops and make a strength saving throw as you sort of step beneath her.
18.
Okay, DC was 14. You catch her like classic fireman's carry. And it's tough because like Vestish was uncommitted. Like her performance technique was back and forth. She was sometimes late.
I get it.
You know what I mean? But in this moment,
It's a shitty gig.
Yeah.
She's a talented girl.
as you hold her in your arms, you guys have some great moments. You drop her down. She scurries
I let her down
off the
very
way.
gently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sort of like lingers. Well, thank you for that. I don't know if there'll be any more performances, but I hope that there are.
I'll see you around.
Yes, you will. For the first time, she seems to like really see you. Before she too starts to depart, you see through the kind of partition to what would be, stage right, house left, what appears to be the movement of fabric and chests. As you, Coleridge / Jaden, or I'm not really sure who you are right now, but you sort of like are moving things around. You do find what appears to be a box of makeup. As you see it, you're like, oh shit, this could totally be of use. I mean, it is powders and rouge and paints, but it is also a series of what appears to be like, facial hair, like almost like gluable mustaches, a very large bushy goatee. You see potential there. As you're sort of looking specifically for anything relevant to Mistress Savoy or perhaps Mephistopheles, and you feel like you did look quite well with that 17, you find nothing.
Okay. All right. Kind of look at one of the beards, like a Santa Claus beard or something like that. That's in there,
Sure.
and as I'm kind of holding it, I create one on myself.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then I move the hex over to McBean.
Hell yeah. What are you giving her him disadvantage on?
Him disadvantage on wisdom.
Cool. Okay, it is done. McBean, what are you doing?
All right, I'm going around the stalls where
Sure.
the people were sitting, gathering up any provisions,
Sure.
hard cheese, bread, little napkin.
You
I'm
move
gonna go over to the table, and then I'm gonna make a little peck, little Dick Whittington on the tent pole. I'm gonna sling it over my shoulder, and I'm gonna make my way out of the tent, through the hall, and start on my way.
Boom. Fucking legend. Rolls up a bindle. You do find half a wheel of cheese and 8 cherries. You put them in this bindle. You start walking out.
And I poke my head out. There's nobody in the arena anymore, right?
No.
I kind of walk up. And I kind of have this old man hunch with this beard. I'm gonna go and look at the body of Savoy,
Sure.
in the crate. And I'm just looking for anything, any sort of, so much knowledge can be derived from letters. We'll leave this evidence behind. That's what I'm kind of looking for.
And you are wanting to leave something here, Coleridge, or are you looking for something?
I'm looking for something on her, and then something on Mephistopheles.
Great.
I'm kind
So
of
give
doing
me,
it on a, you bastard didn't pay me. I don't know. If anyone's around, I don't know.
yeah,
That's what I'm
this woman has run. Vestige has left. The baker woman is still there. She's sort of looking over, just looking up to the canopy. This has been one of the most important days of her life. But as you make it to Mistress Savoy, give me an investigation check.
18.
Cool. So you move through it. You do find what appears to be a list, and you unfold it. It's written in common. You're not sure if it's written by her hand or someone else's, because as you move through it, I love you, McBean. Thank you so much for rolling. Yeah, McBean has rolled out. Maybe he's in the mix, maybe not, but Such
Well,
a
he has
pleasure.
See, he's
disadvantage
off
on
on his
wisdom.
travel.
Yeah.
You have
Walking real
disadvantage on
slow.
wisdom checks for the next 58 minutes.
Oh no!
Right as he's deciding where he needs to go.
Right as
McBean,
he's-
you're a
yeah.
fucking legend. I love kicking it with you. I'll see you later.
See y'all later. Cheers, bye.
Like,
So as that happens, Coleridge, you find this letter, and it, you know, parts of it are written in common, and like I said, you're not sure if this is, you know, whose hand wrote this. You have no reference point of comparison by which to determine that. But it's clearly a list of names.
okay.
Some of them you don't recognize,
Yeah.
but you see multiple golden fields. Tyranny, golden field. Rebecca, golden field. You also see what appears to be a number of backbrooks. Jazzy backbrook. I forget the gentleman's name, but I have it right here. You also see. Just want to make sure I give you the right one. You also
You
see
said that-
Badrick Backbrook, who's Lord Backbrook, the one that invited you to sail north.
Right.
But there's about 9 or 10 names on here.
And there was another thing with the you said that they're written in common. Some of them are written in common.
Mhm.
You said, is there also some other kind of script that's on there?
No, it's all in the same hand and it's all in common.
Okay, great. Then I'll just do the same. Just give a quick look at Mephistopheles.
Cool. Great. So as you go over there, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. And I would just say, for what it's worth, give me a medicine check as you leave Mistress Savoy.
Yeah. 12.
She does appear to be stable. She's unconscious, but she's not dead. You pop over to
I'll give it that.
Mephistopheles. Give me another investigation check.
15.
You do find 4 pieces of gold and 12 pieces of silver. You find what appears to be like a very loud, specific wooden whistle. You find a deck of playing cards and 2 golden thimbles that are connected also by a cord of gold. Feels very specific to you. You're like, what the shit is this? You're not sure if they are thimbles, but like they have to be, just the shape of them. But the fact that they're connected together in almost the same fashion that mittens would be, gives you a little bit of pause. You rolled a 15, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So you're
Is he
moving.
alive? Do I know?
Give me a medicine check.
Natural 1.
Hard to tell. You're sort of putting your hands on him and you pull it away. It's slicked with blood. I would say,
I'm
for what it's
going
worth, that
to-
yeah, go for it.
I'm going to take out the cards in his blood and dip them in his blood around him. And I'm going to throw some of them out around the body.
Ooh.
I'm going to take the thimbles and the gold thread. I'm going to throw the copper out as well. The gold and silver out, kind of spread it around like with the cards. And dip one of the coins in blood. And I'm going to tie that up. And that was it. It was the golden thing. There was that little a whistle. I'll take the whistle as well.
Yeah, it's like a wooden whistle, essentially.
Okay. I'll take the wooden whistle, and then, like, I think I've been here too long. You know, and then I'll try to sneak out of a different entrance, not the main one, but if I need to cut another hole, I'll cut another hole.
Sure. So you are right by the main entrance. It's right here.
Okay.
You
Anybody
obviously-
looking in?
One more time.
Anybody looking in?
There's no
Anybody
one
see
that you
all
immediately see in that space, but I would see, like, beyond that, especially as you get to the front of it. I mean, you hear the sounds of chaos, running, yelling, what appears to be like calls and cries from the distance.
Yeah.
Seems like there's like quite a significant to-do occurring outside the space.
Okay. I'm just gonna step out and kind of cover up in whatever kind of garments I could find to kind of make this old man appearance.
Sure.
Which I can kind of make the garments too, you know, of just this like, cause disguise self, I can do kind of all of that.
Wait, are you able? Oh, so now you're able to cast disguise self at will.
I will. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna walk out.
Yeah, that's way different than a disguised kit. Sure.
Yeah.
You make yourself appear old, wizened, completely different person. What's your spell save DC?
14.
Cool. So that is the perception check that must be beaten.
If McBean makes that perception check, he does it with
A
disadvantage.
disadvantage, for sure. I think McBean is looking for the railroad tracks right now. But
Alright.
you step outside, and I guess just for intents and purposes,
I want to kind of just rustle and just slip out into the shadows as quickly as possible.
okay. You're trying to head back to town?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
I don't think I need to see Ty anywhere. I think I'm okay. Yeah, I think that I'll just take this list and I'll take these cards and such, and I'm gonna just try to just very roundabout and through the darkest places I can see get to my little entrance to the catacombs.
Fuck yeah, okay. Give me a stealth check as you leave this place.
All the thing I don't have proficiency in anything. 7. Oh no, so sleight of hand I have would be a 17, but this is a stealth that's going to be a 15.
15, okay.
That's not bad. I was looking.
So as you're leaving, right, you're heading back. You look. Describe how you look to me.
I'm the old man kind of stumbling. As soon as I get kind of to a darker area, I'm gonna put myself in like long black robes and elven features, like these refiners that I've been seeing.
Okay.
As I get like into the forest, shadowy area.
So they're in like super. They're like almost bone gray, like high collars. They have hoods, long flowing, like think like a duster that's like completely gray.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that, but black.
But black. Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So you make that happen. As you're rolling out with that 15 stealth, and I think as you're sort of like maybe going behind an area where you feel confident that you have no eye lines on you, you again shift your person by way of this disguised self. You go about another 70, 80 feet before you hear another call. Hey, excuse me there, sir. Hold up a minute. Hold up. You see trotting towards you a member of the Ukulon City Watch, which is essentially like a non-official group of citizens. They do typically wear like this uniform chainmail with these kind of like almost like pennants across them in the colors, the sort of crimson, red, and black of Ukulon. But it's not like they're like, you know, that's their whole life. They're like volunteer firefighters. Yo, excuse me, sir, help me a minute. You see him jogging about 70, 80 feet. Half elf, appears to be human, wood elf, jogging your direction.
I turn, but I don't approach him at all.
Sure.
I'm kind of far away from, or at least getting on the outskirts.
Yeah,
right?
you're like 150, maybe 200 feet away.
Okay.
Whew, sorry about that. Man, it's a weird night. A lot of kind of goings on here that were not anticipated. Were you coming from the menagerie?
I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible, and I'm gonna hex him and give him disadvantage on wisdom checks.
You're gonna move the hex to him.
It's not moving it; it's casting it again. This is my second spell.
Well, you already cast hex. Remember, earlier in the day at the back.
Yeah, but huh?
You
I don't know.
remember?
Oh, and I haven't rested.
Well, you know what? Do you get spell slots?
No,
back
I
on
short
a rest?
rested.
Yeah,
I get them back on a short rest.
Totally.
Yeah.
This is a warlock education for me as well. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. So you cast it for a second time. Can you have 2 hexes up?
No.
Just curious. Okay, great.
Concentration. So the other one goes away. McBean can find. It was just more if McBean walked in on me,
Sure.
like, you know.
Totally. Precautionary. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You cast it a second time. Boom, it happens. Disadvantage on wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, great. So he asked you, are you coming from the menagerie? I mean, no, he's southern. Are you coming from the menagerie?
Do my best to avoid that. I don't know why the city lets them in at all.
I'll tell you what, man, I hear that. Give me a deception check, Coleridge.
Nothing but trouble.
He will roll inside a disadvantage. Ooh. Great time for disadvantage.
Oh, 12.
Beats his 8 plus 10, 2.
Okay. Oof.
Yeah, understandable. Well, you know, it's a tough place, and you're just you're not like you're an elf now, right? I mean, you're middle-aged, normal.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, all right, no problem there. There's talk about some sort of kind of necromancy that took place today. Some people were running back to the city walls and getting kind of caught up. So, honestly, if I were you, sir, I'd take your evening walk somewhere else. Be a lot safer. All right, take
Thank
care of
you.
yourself.
You take care of yourself as well, and
You-
stay safe. And what was your name, sir?
My name's Yolan. Yeah. Whenever I'm not here protecting the city, I do run a woodwalking shop. So if you need anything, a chair, a little toy, hell, you just, you know, you let your table out in the rain, it's swelled up, you need some new fittings for it, I'm your man.
That sounds lovely.
And what was your name, sir? Keep an eye out for you.
Desh.
And give me another deception check at advantage.
Natural 20.
Okay,
So
let's
it's
fucking go.
business.
Dashing. All right, well, pleasure. Okay, top of the evening to you, sir. Keep your eyes out, all right?
I
See him
will.
turn and kind of start like trotting back to where you see torches kind of moving around the area of this menagerie.
I will. What was his name again?
His name, let me double check.
Yarn? Something like that? What was it?
I think Yasin.
Yasin, that was it. So, I will, Yasin. And as I walk away and deeper in the woods, I was like, I definitely will, Yasin, yes, sir. Yes, sir, I definitely most indubitably will. I will do that. And then I'm going to change myself into Yasin, but like wearing woodworker stuff.
Wow. Okay. So what happens? This
Once I
spell.
get further away.
Sure. Yeah, you know, you go 200 feet. You see him going the other direction. He heads back into the center of the menagerie. And yeah, it's a little bit less than half an hour until you see the outskirts of Ukalan. You know, the actual gates are manned, but not in a who goes there sense, just more in a, you know.
Oh, we're not still inside the city?
No,
I
you-
thought this was like took place inside the city.
No, this was like half a mile outside of it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So I still need to get into the city to get into the church.
Correct.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. I'm just gonna go like turn into like a little like just a kind of a commoner, you know, just kind of walking like, you know, just as much regular kind of like somebody at the foods. Like I kind of get an image of somebody that works at the market, you know, but just with like a coat on, like but shabby with patches.
Sure. Cool.
Or fuck it, no, I just turned back into the sailor. You know, that's it. I'm
Okay.
just back in the sailor. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. And disguise self includes wardrobe, right?
I have most of this wardrobe.
Still on. Sure.
Yeah, it's very similar to what Homeboy looks. Jaden.
Give me an Arcana check for me, Coleridge. And are you attempting to do anything other than go back to the tomb side entrance of the Temple of Requel and re-enter?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of just go back into the tomb, and just set a game plan. I think.
I would say around this time, you saw McBean along your walking with purpose back into the city. Didn't recognize you because of your disguised self. You now go separate ways. You enter the actual city space and are allowed inside. And as you're walking back over, you know, it's later at night. It's, you know, about an hour, half an hour before midnight. And you haven't seen, you didn't see Ty, didn't see Rosie. I mean, they fucking fled. Like, Ty looked awful. I mean, looked like he had been through hell.
Yeah.
But there's a buzzing that you feel, almost like in the center of your brain, almost like surrounding the pineal. And it's a similar feeling that you felt that first night in the Diamond Wastes, when a fey magic washed over you. The presence, the capability and possibility of power. You make your way back to this area right about here. Sort of this slope heading up into the inner city, where a half entrance is built leading out of the tombs. You slide this rock back, you slip within, you replace it. And as you're making your steps back, again in complete darkness, moving by feel, for the first time, you see.
Yeah.
The spider-webbing alleyways, the deep uniform recesses, each holding a corpse, a life, a history. And as you move by it, you hear laughter. Well, that was well done, Rhett. Sweet boy. Twisting the will of the fiend once again. I will give you more than is asked. I will give you more than is needed. Drink from the wellspring of the Fae, my son. And what'd you get on your Arcana check?
Oh, 8.
Cool. It's
That was the last thing you asked me for, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've seen the 6 down here. Yeah. Okay.
it's bewildering. It's almost like that buzzing inside your brain has expanded and spoken. And just as soon as you're trying to make sense of it, it leaves you.
Those coated elves, those refiners, what people call them. I want to destroy them.
Kneel before the Satyr King, my son. Charlie O.T. is my name. I will rear you up. I will give you the axe handle of vengeance, if you but ask. And this warmth floods over you, Coleridge. It's like having a conversation with yourself. Except not. Except, is it? Tough with an 8.
I just kind of seeing all this and seeing the stones and the age and these, like, I imagine there's all these statues of these monks and these men of piety.
Yeah,
As
they have busts, essentially,
Yeah.
in enclaves above each recess that holds a body. Yeah.
I just see all their faces, and I smirk and I bend my knees. And give me all you can.
There's almost this rushing wind that fills the space. You feel it grow cold. And I think that's where we'll call it a day.
Ooh, all right.
Good shit, Coleridge.
Very cool.
Good shit.
Yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, fucking A. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, I was really missing those like agonizing blasts.
Yeah. No, dude, listen.
But as I was doing that, I was like, man, I should be using my crossbow, which I did not bring. You know, because I was like, well, it was a sailor have a crossbow for.
That's
I feel
so
like it would
fucking
ruin
good.
everything. Now I can at least hide it, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you guys nailed that. I was not like that. For me, was one of the most I was like, I'm gonna throw like 4 different conflicting things. Let's see what fucking happens. I love the way you played that, dude. That was sick.
So strange. Yeah, very like. Yeah, it was so. I mean, I almost just like left,
Yeah,
but
totally.
I couldn't leave. Like it just seemed like the wrong thing to do, which is kind of also like as I'm kind of figuring out
No.
what this guy's all about. You
You
know?
got to do what you got to do, man. Nothing wrong with that. Totally fine.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was awesome,
yeah.
though, man. We got
Oh, dude.
McBean in there. Let's go. They're
Yeah.
on the table. I think, you're about 3 days away from when Lord Backbrook, when Braymond would be making sail
Departing.
out of the port, just for what it's worth. Like that's sort of like on the table. Not that you have to do that. You have obviously been offered that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think we'll perhaps pick up actually in the catacombs or within your room going to sleep, one or the other.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
But good
Perfect.
shit.
All right. Thanks, John. All
Oh,
right.
dude, a pleasure.
Thanks, Carpe.
Yeah, hey, yo, that's me. Guys, I love y'all.
Carpe diem.
Thank you so much for coming through. This was super duper fun.
Yeah.
Appreciated kicking it. I mean, obviously Claire coming through, but goblets,
Oh, so cool.
Ninners, Root, I don't know, all
Yeah.
you guys. The Shiny Boy, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Acela Greg, whoever you are, dude. Vogley, Insomnia. Bugles up, dude. I
Yeah.
love y'all. And we'll be back,
Thanks,
I guess, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. That will see where Gabby ends up. Gabby's got to come to emotional terms with being marooned.
I
by
know.
her.
Well, and that's what we're doing, right? Is we're essentially DMing for each other, alternating every other week. But we're sort of treating it as if it's within the same world. So right now, Brian's character Coleridge is within the city of Ukalon. Whenever we run the next session, I will be playing my character, a divination wizard. I didn't level up though, huh? I'm still level 1, right? Yo, Ninners, appreciate
Yeah,
you.
just have all that stuff prepared. It'll be
Okay,
soon,
cool.
but,
Sweet.
like you can't level up as soon as you get your heart broken. You have
Yeah.
to wait. You have to make a decision. It depends on what your decision is.
You have
know?
to process the heartbreak. I get that.
Well, you're gonna have a decision. You've already kind of made it, but just to be clear, like which path do you want to go on? There's like gonna be a few different options. And if you choose the one where you just get on the cruise liner and head back home, you'll just go back home as level.
That's my option, dude. My option is to return home and remain the exact same.
But maybe on the cruise liner there will be also an adventure. So, yeah.
I cannot wait. So guys, listen, stick with us. New Moon Chronicles. I'm really excited because like I've got an end in mind. Like I wonder what will happen if our characters come in even close to the same space. Because technically, pragmatically, I don't know how we'll DM that.
I don't. Yeah. Well.
Right.
Yeah. And I think they're on such different places in the world.
Oh, bro,
And that's
yeah.
I mean, they are both at ports, so
I guess that's
think
true.
The story would have to go much longer, I think. But we'll see. I mean, I think it would be wild to see them team up. Maybe Claire Bear comes in and
Dude,
DMs
that
both of
would
us.
be so sick. Or you know what? I'm sure we can maybe. Well, whatever. Let's just see what
We'll
happens.
figure it out. I mean, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But
No, exactly, dude. Exactly.
the plan is not to like intertwine them. But if it happens, then we'll figure that out, right?
No, exactly. No, totally.
Yeah.
I've got a couple beats. I've got sort of like a beginning, middle, and end in mind, and
Okay.
obviously that will be fucked. But
I have too much stuff because we're also trying to keep it at like 6.
I know. I'm like we got like 4 or 5 more episodes. But guys, come with us. I like to end every D&D stream just by raiding somebody else. It's just a great, It's just rowdy. Yeah, Root, maybe. Honestly, maybe I'll ask Ninners. Who knows? But we'll figure that out if that needs to be something that happens. I love y'all. Thank you for coming through. Yeah. We're going to raid, not absolutely sure. He's a good friend of mine. He's hilarious. So if you can, pop in. Give him some love. Tell him Carpe sent you. And take care of each other and yourselves. Bri, you got anything to say?
No, just thanks everybody for watching. Hope it was bearable.
Yeah. No, dude. Other than me needing to clink around OBS, we had fun.
Dude, yeah, it was a blast. All right, very cool. I gotta run too.
Yeah, get out of here, Brian. Love
y'all.
y'all.
The old wife's getting the old curtain.
Yeah, dude. I know. All right, we done here.
Yeah.